Hello and welcome back to the Irish Mag Show. I'm Alan and it's week 2 of me leading the line, so I'll be your host again for this evening's podcast. Joining me is the Stephen Taylor to my Fabrizio Colaccini. It's the Emmanuel Riviere to my Andy Cole. It's the wonderful Mr. Chriso Martin. Say hello, Chriso.
Hello, Chriso. Hello, Al. It's so wonderful to see you leading the line again. I know you used to do it in your past, playing up front and playing as a striker and stuff. So you did so well last week that give you a second week, and maybe Paul can even take an extended leave. We've got the boss, so good luck tonight because it's just me and you. So we might be right at each other. But let's see, just the two of us.
Let's go.
Yeah, let's go.
Just for a brief rundown of what we'll be going through. Obviously, we will have to go through the Brighton performance. Fortunately, we'll preview Chelsea, of course. We'll go through a little bit of what we think can be done to fix it. We'll then obviously have our talk about our meetups and all that jazz. And then, as usual, anything at the end that Christian might throw my way. You never know. Could be a surprise to me. So, to start off this evening, basically, we have to go through that performance against Brighton.
Yeah. I wish we didn't have to, Al, but we do.
We do, unfortunately. So, for those of you who don't know, we were beaten by Brighton. It was not a bad performance to say. No. It was just finishing let us down again. We're lacking something creative up front, and it's starting to really hamper us, unfortunately. So, what did you think of it in general?
Yeah, I mean, like you said, the chances, right? Let's just get them out of the way, right? Anthony Gordon was straight through. Isak was straight through. Take that Isak chance, we would have went on to win 2 or 3-0. We didn't, and we got punished. We've seen a couple of those games before at St James's Park. They're few and far between now, but they have happened before where we got a ridiculous draw. It's like Luton Town or something, but we got caught in the hopper. We lost to Forest last season, but it was a scary performance for a scary month. Yeah, I'm just glad it wasn't on Friday. I'm just glad it wasn't on Friday the 13th. Okay, but
yeah.
With the flag not unveiling correctly, the war flag not going up properly, that was a bad omen and a bad start to the day. And then I saw the team sheet and saw that Barnes wasn't starting, and I thought, hang on a second, what's going on here? What is the story with Barnes not starting, and why? I mean, Murphy's played bad. We've had 7 games or so this season, 7 games, and Murphy's played bad in 5 of them. So I'm not sure what's going on here.
The real issue is Barnes is our top goal scorer.
Yeah.
There's no rhyme or reason to why he shouldn't be starting for us. The problem is Gordon is better off the left than he is off the right. Barnes, not that he can't play on the right, obviously, but he is just much, much better off the left than he is on the right. And we need to find a way to somehow get both of them into the side. At the minute, we're not doing it. It's very, very disappointed to see him constantly coming on after 60, 70 minutes when you know he's not going to have the chances as someone who started the game will. I do feel if he had started, one of the chances would have fallen to him. And he's a finisher. I think he would have done it because he's done it so far this season for us. He's the only one who's been able to really put the ball in the back of the net for us. It's just, it's a very, very odd one that he's not getting more game time for us at the minute.
Yeah, and just to flow from that point. Tonali plays for Italy 85, 90 minutes, right? 2-3 games. He comes back to us. He's one of our star midfielders, and we've waited a year to see the guy, and he keeps getting hooked. He's getting hooked off the pitch in the second half, and I just don't understand it. And I don't get me wrong, I'm not comparing how Italy tapped the ball around to the way Newcastle go full head on at everybody. But, maybe he has only got 65 minutes in him playing at the intensity that we play. But there's been a lot of questioning around the last week. Why is Tonali not staying on the pitch? Why are we taking him off? And it did get a groan out. It got a groan when he went off.
Well, it got a groan when we were watching in the Camden. Bruno didn't play poorly, but out of the midfield, he was the worst of the 3. And if anyone was getting hooked, it should have been him for the midfield. Yeah. Now, I wouldn't have. We were winning the midfield battle. The midfield wasn't the issue. I don't know myself why Tonali was taken off. He was playing well. He was the best of our midfield in my eyes. I really didn't see anything that he'd done wrong. As you said, maybe he only has 65, 70 minutes in him, but he didn't look like he was out of steam in my eyes. No. I thought he was still running around like a lunatic. Exactly what we wanted to do.
Frankly, he looked a bit disappointed getting taken off as well. You know, okay, I know he has a bit of I know he has a face like a slapped arse a lot of the time anyway, but, you know, he did look a little bit kind of a bit, oh, me? Oh, what? But again, with that, right, again, substitutions again. The main things that have come up that me and you have discussed, we've seen on the group, in the Irish Mag group, we've talked with, Tev's talked to people in Newcastle, you've talked with the guys, the meetups. There's no plan B, Al, right? Let alone the fact that he played at Isak and Isak is not match fit. Callum Wilson is taking us to the cleaners. I don't know what he's up to. He's got a sore elbow or something. And then you have Asula, who he puts on for 10 minutes, who I don't know why he runs around like a headless donkey. You and I could have done that last Saturday against Brighton, running around for 10 minutes doing nothing. So the big main thing that keeps coming out of this is that there's no plan B at all. If it doesn't work, it doesn't work. There's I thought with the substitutions, Al, that we had, we've got better substitutions this season, but there doesn't seem to be a tactical plan B. Different way of playing, changing the formation maybe. Is 4-3-3 working?
It is. When you think about the game in just about this game, we had more chances, we had more of the ball. As you said, if one of them chances had gone in, Eddie Howe has coached us to a 3-0 win. We're absolutely buzzing. We're laughing our way to the bank. It's one of them things. We were playing poorly at the start of the season and pulling us out, and now we're playing better and not getting the results to show for it. There is a bit of a give and take here, and everyone goes through these slumps and these stages of form. I still think tactically Eddie is getting it right. It's just coming down to the finer lines, the finer moments when 9 times out of 10, Alex Isak gets one of them chances and he battles it into the bottom corner and it's game over. Gordon's chance was very, very poor. He had plenty of time. He could have taken another touch. He just seemed to rush the chance. It's just, we're not confident in front of goal, and it's very evident to see. I actually seen a stat today, and it was that we have the 3rd best defensive record in the league and the 3rd worst attack record in the league. So something needs to give. And I've seen a few lads calling for it, saying we've played 4 games with with Longstaff and not lost, and we've played 4 games with Tonali and we've only won 1. So you're kind of going, that stat doesn't bode well. But horses for courses, they're 2 very different players, and we're trying to implement a new style of play. And I'm not saying Longstaff needs to come back in for Tonali by any stretch of the imagination.
No. I thought that's what you're saying.
No. It's when a record like that is evident in the team, you're kind of going, what are we doing differently when, I don't want to say a lesser player, but when in the heel of the hunt, Tonali is a better footballer than Longstaff, and that's no slight on Longstaff.
Yeah.
Why can't we get the results with the better player in the side? It's not making much sense in my head, but it's...
Maybe he's still getting accustomed to how we play, but I mean, that can't be right because he's been training with us for a year when he's not been playing. So he does know how the team is set up to play. He's getting his start. So, you know, that's important. But I really do believe that another thing that other people were saying that about no plan B, and also that the plan A that we have that usually does work, especially at St. James's Park where we roll over people, is that there's no change in formation. We're solid. We get the ball into midfield. We're making runs. We're going down the wing, and nothing happens. And last season things did happen, but something somewhere we're getting up to the final third, but nothing's happening after that. I mean, you know, Isak's getting desperate. Frankly, he looked a bit desperate in the second half against Brighton. Like he was just trying to get a shot off anywhere.
Yeah.
And it's kind of panic stations, and I'm thinking we're cooler than that. Well, we've got much better professionals than that. It's just that like it was deflating watching that. It really was deflating watching that, because I thought, like, I don't know what you, Al, I think maybe you and I were talking about it before. We would have played until 10 o'clock that night and we wouldn't have scored.
Still be there now, we wouldn't have scored. Like, just for context, we had 21 shots that game.
Yeah.
We had no ultra clear cut chances that we took where we're going, oh, we really should have scored there with the finish. We were just unlucky with the finish. All the finishing was just poor.
Yeah, look, I
Gordon
mean,
shot straight at him.
yeah. Did you see the bit where Gordon it was a bit of a scramble. Gordon had got the ball back in the box. Joelinton was sitting on his arse, and he just swung his foot at it.
Yeah, I have no idea. And that nearly landed in my backyard, and we're in a different country. Like, it's mental. That was Joelinton of old. That was just, I'm hitting this now.
Yeah, that was Joelinton of old. I was thinking, why did he do that? Like, our player had the ball. We could have, retransitioned and got something sorted out in the box. But they all look a little bit under pressure. Murphy looks out of sorts. You know what I mean? He's not smiling as much anymore. Bruno looks a bit laboured. Tonali looks a bit confused. Isak looks fucking tired. Let's look at this Brighton thing. Everyone that listens to us knew that this wasn't going to be good, right? Because a lot more people were way more scathing out than us. But look, let's keep it positive. Anthony Gordon signed a new deal.
100%. And like, not just on that, like the new deal, massive, absolutely massive for us.
Yeah,
staves off that supposed Liverpool interest, even though I think we drummed it up a little bit with having to deal with our PSR issues. But the less said about that, the better. Just if we keep these performances going between now and Christmas, I have no bounds about that. We will pick up points. We will beat teams. We just need one of them. We need either Gordon or Isak. One of them shots just to fly into the top corner, and that'll get them going. They get one, they'll get 10, and it's just a confidence thing. Look, as you said at the start of the show, as a striker, you go through these things, just nothing will go into the back of the net for you. Just one of them will go in for the lads, and it'll be all rosy, and we will be all right. We've plenty to look forward to.
Who was the man of the match? Dan Burn.
Lewis Hall. No, Dan Burn lost man of the match when he didn't track back for the goal. The goal on the goal. That was Sunday League football. It was a long ball that they won the first ball, they won the second ball, they won the third ball, and they put it in the back of the net. That's a poor goal to concede.
Dan Burn keeps pushing up into the opposition's final third, and I'm thinking, what is he doing there? And then he gets skinned on the halfway line 2 or 3 times. I thought, what is he up to?
He's trying to do what Botman does, but he's not the Botman type of player. And that's another thing. When Botman comes back, it'll be a massive boost in the back line where we'll have that progressive ball playing defender that can move us into I know Shard does with his raking 70-yard passes, but Botman's passing is more direct into the midfield where we can get moves going, where Shard looks for the Hollywood pass. Now, I'm not saying Shard is bad at the Hollywood pass. I love it. Shard's passing is next to nothing. It's unreal. But Botman's is different, and I just think it's more clinical, and it will help us a little bit more. But what can you say?
Holiday. So Lewis Hall man of the match, or Pope.
Yeah, I would. Did he cover himself in glory for the goal? I know it wasn't much he could do about it, but
no.
I
Lewis Hall. Then we've got to give somebody.
I would have given the Hall. Yeah, Lewis Hall would have been my man of the match. So it was okay. So moving on from the depressing game, will we?
Well, here another positive thing, Al. You call it with Chiesa. Chiesa is probably not going to play for Liverpool until next March or something. He's in bits. So good call on that. I have
no idea why people didn't look into his injury record. He has done 2 knee ligament injuries already. He's coming to a harder league, arguably. Recipe for disaster in my eyes. But come here, I do not wish a horror injury on anyone in any way, shape, or form. No. But it's just from what I have seen so far and what I've seen, what could happen doesn't bode well for the future, unfortunately. But it's not our problem. That's a Liverpool problem.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Classic.
Just on the weekend, so we had a bit of a random meetup in the Camden. And that was because our wonderful usual host Johnny was off on his holidays, which is a disgrace, having a break mid-season. Nobody ever do that.
So we could have ran the bar. We could have ran the bar. We could have ran the bar for him.
No, we couldn't have. No. We would have been we would have been in the cellar drinking from the kegs. So we had a meet up in the Camden in Dublin, which went very, very well. We had a nice spot reserved right in front of the television. Shame about the result. Great meetup. Couple of new people. Everyone seemed to have a great time. A couple of old people that haven't shown up in a while but made it up. So anyone, as usual, anytime we're doing anything, these are always more than welcome, and that's what we love to see, and that's all we ever want. So,
Absolutely.
right, so we'll move on. We're going to have to go through Chelsea, or we're going to have the preview, you should say. What do we think? We have Chelsea two times in 4 days. We have them on Sunday, and then we have them on Wednesday.
Yikes.
Once at the Bridge, once at James's. It's a bit of an odd one.
Yeah.
Obviously, we're only previewing the Premier League game here because we're probably going to try to cobble something together to preview the other ones. But
yeah,
what do you see happening?
I'm scared. Yeah, I caught maybe 60 minutes of them playing against Liverpool last week, and the Maresca guy, he was right to get rid of a load of old wood or whatever wood was bought that he didn't want, because he's now got a team and he's playing the way he was playing. His other teams have been playing before. He's worked in Man City, he's worked at Leicester City, he's done good jobs, he's a good coach. These are talented guys, and I'm worried. I'm really worried that if we do another performance like the couple that we've done at the start of the season, we are going to get pumped. And I'm really concerned that this is going to pile more onto Eddie Howe, which is obviously I think it's unwarranted. I know you think it's unwarranted, but voices in a mob get louder and louder. And if we get pumped by Chelsea, I mean, I'm worried. It could be like, is it that St. David's Park for the league game? No, the league game.
It's the Bridge. Yeah, we're at home for the cup game.
Look, I'm really worried. I don't know about you, but I'm really concerned that we'll just get bamboozled within the first 30 minutes. Because they're good.
They're no denying Chelsea are a very, very good side. But the only thing we can look at is any time we've played a better side this season, we've upped our game. We were good against Spurs. We were brilliant against Man City. Could we do it again? We absolutely could. And I do think we will pull a result out of the bag, especially after such a tough result at home the weekend. I think Eddie's going to want a serious reaction from them. Something has to give. Something eventually has to give. And I think praying that it could be this game. Look, you go to the Bridge and get a point. We never do well at Stamford Bridge. Let's be very honest about that. We've gone there plenty of times and gotten plenty of hidings. It's not a place we like to go. Would a draw be a good result? Absolutely. Be a cracking result. Would you take a point now if it was offered to you?
Yeah. Take your hand off.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Just on that, what do you think of the lineup will be? Oh, sorry. Callum Wilson.
Callum Wilson. Yeah.
Shock horror, injured again. I love
Callum Wilson. What's gone? Look, I don't love him anymore. I can tell you this, because I think we're getting the piss taken out of us here. Because what's he injured now? The back of his ear, or what's damaged now?
He strained his thumb changing the television channel. Only logical thing. I love Callum Wilson. A fit Callum Wilson for a whole season gets you 20 goals. Easy gets you 20 goals. Callum Wilson can only play 15 games a season, so there's no point even bringing that into the conversation anymore. I've said it many times. I would rather have a good player all the time than a great player some of the time. There's no point. We need someone who's going to be there for us. Isak is our big dog at the minute. We need someone who is capable of scoring goals to come off the bench to do something different. At the minute, Callum Wilson's not doing that. I'm starting. You said you don't love him anymore. I still love him. Getting very, very, very tired of it though. And I do think we're now showing why we need to be accepting bids for players when they come in and not saying, oh, we can get another year out of them. Doesn't happen. I read today that Man City are already planning for when Haaland leaves. Why can't we do that? Why can't we make plans in advance of what we will do? God forbid someone does leave, and start implementing them. Callum Wilson, great player, made a paper mache, and it can't be done anymore. He needs to go somewhere, a warmer. He should have went to Atletico 18 months ago. Didn't happen.
Yes.
Nothing we can do about it. Go somewhere nice and warm, get the sun into him, and he'll be happy out. He won't be picking up these little niggly injuries, because we know Callum Wilson on the pitch gets you goals. It just doesn't happen enough.
I truly believe this, that it was Solanke in the summer, at the start of the summer. On Eddie's list was Solanke. This is our kind of replacement of Wilson. They went to Bournemouth. Bournemouth said 70 million. Like, no, what? 70 million? What? No way. And then obviously Tottenham got him for 65, but which is an extortionate amount of money to pay for Dominic Solanke.
Ridiculous.
He's a Liverpool threw him out, basically. He did all right at Bournemouth, you know what I mean? But that's what I believed, is Solanke was really what Eddie needed and Eddie wanted. We've got Asula, but Solanke is the guy that he wanted, because I think he knew Wilson wasn't going to be that much available. He hoped he was going to be available, but I think he knew that he was not going to be available. And like, again, I'd love to have 4-2-4. I'd love to explain it to you one day. Maybe when Paul comes back, I'll do a little note, which is I'd love to play a 4-2-4. I'll try and map out where and why that would be and who would play the four up front. But it wouldn't like be a flat four up front. It'd be a little bit of interchange. But we need to get more Gibbs White in for that. But in terms of score predictions, and sometimes I'm a negative nanny, and you're a little bit more kind of realistic, Rick. But I would say personally, and I hate saying this, but I'm going to be watching the game through my hands. I'm going to say, look, if it goes okay, we keep it okay at halftime, we might get a draw out of it out. If what I think is going to happen, that we're 3-0 down after 30 minutes. And I'm thinking it could be 5-2 to Chelsea. That's horrible, I know. Ooh. I'm sorry, everybody. But I think we need a proper...
That's a tough one.
Yeah, I know. I think we need a proper thumping, because then like people really will then... Not that they haven't been talking to each other and really giving it to each other, but then they can all collectively come together and go, okay, something's very, 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 very wrong here. And somebody from Saudi Arabia can go, the 60 million need for that, done. The 20 million need for that, done. Go ahead and get that done. And just get it all done in January. Whatever was going to happen maybe in the summertime now is going to happen in January. If we get pumped somewhere along the line here, we're going to see a lot of new players in January.
I don't know. Now, personally, I think we're going to nick a draw. I don't think it's going to be pretty by any stretch of the imagination. I think we have defensive, resolute performance. We'll dig in deep. We'll get the job done. I'm going to go with a 1-1. And I do think Isak is going to get a goal. I do think he's going to get himself a goal. So, yeah. What's your predicted lineup? Go on.
A predicted lineup is exactly the same, except Gordon on the right, Barnes on the left, and Longstaff in for Bruno or Tonali. Somebody needs a break. And now you think yourself, wow, he's not going to play Bruno as the captain. I've got an awful feeling that Bruno's carrying a little bit of a heavy. Okay, he did play, but he seems a little bit out of sorts. And that maybe Warner, maybe Tonali, probably Longstaff or Tonali, Barnes in for Murphy, and switch the sides. So very similar to Brighton, or look, he might give the same team the chance to redeem themselves at Chelsea.
Could do. I can't really see that happening now, to be honest with you, but I do think there will be changes. I do agree with you. I'm going to throw an even bigger curveball at you. I think Kelly might come in for Byrne.
Whoa, okay.
Yeah. Don't get me wrong. I think that goal didn't cover him in glory in any way, shape, or form. And Byrne has been one of our better performers this year, don't get me wrong. But if he wants to try something different, Kelly in for Byrne wouldn't be a bad show. I don't think we'll see Longstaff get the nod in the midfield with the cup game on the Wednesday, because I think he'll start on the Wednesday. I'm going to agree with your front three. It's going to be Gordon, Isak, and Barnes. Fingers crossed, because we just need to see our best players starting in their positions.
Yeah. Look, I mean, we've done well to get the points that we've got at the start of the season. Let's be frank, because some of the games have been poor. Some of them we've been fantastic. We just need to find a consistency here that we need. And look, maybe you know, everyone that's listening to this will be like, yeah, look, let's stay calm. We'll get a draw. We'll get out of there. We'll pump them in St. James's Park, 3-0 and get into the League Cup. But I'm only coming from the way I saw it the last couple of games. out with the Man City game, especially, we're not taking our chances. Look, we've got to take our chances. If we get chances against Chelsea, we have got to take them. They're few and far between against certain teams. We don't take them, Alan. We are getting pumped this week against Chelsea. Smashed.
I don't think we'll be pumped. I'm going to go positive, and we're not going to be pumped. We're going to get ourselves a draw, and we'll be all good.
Right. Okay.
Right. Moving on from that wonderful discussion. We're just going to go. What's wrong? What is wrong, and what can fix it? You're obviously going down the route of January. We'll fix it when we're going to throw cash at it like a lunatic, like we did the first year. We were in a bit of trouble. This is a little bit different trouble, shall we say? Yeah. So I'll come to you. What do you think will happen? What are we going to do to try fix this situation?
Well, look, what is wrong is that there's been too many changes in and around the place. The Amanda Staley thing and Murdoch Gaddusi and all that going out, and all that boardroom antics and so on, and all the Teams calls and Skype calls and everything else. Darren Eales is sick. God bless him. God bless him. Hope he gets better. He's out. He's on his way out. So there's a lot of change going on. And even though Eddie's just trying to focus on just running the team, coaching the lads and keeping them all right, there's no doubt that all of this stuff has an effect on Eddie, his coaching staff, and the team, because they're all part of the one club. Just like you think about in a workplace, if all of a sudden all the people at the top started moving on or being there one day and gone there the next. So there's some kind of confidence that's seeped down, filtered down into the kind of the playing and level of the club. And it's started to have an effect on certain people where some of them realize, I think, that their time is up at Newcastle, and it's going to get a little bit ruthless and brutal at Newcastle where, all right, Murphy, thanks very much for smiling and waving at people and giving us some memes. Good luck. Sling your hook. All right, Wilson, thanks a lot. Sorry about your Achilles ear. Good luck. Yeah. Almiron, cute child. Yeah, lovely to meet you. Great barbecues. Get to fuck. Yeah. Just brutal stuff, right? And I think that they all know that, and they're all playing to see, that's not an environment that this team is going to prosper in. If there starts to be grumbles at St. James's Park, like there was at half-time against Brighton, they are a resolute team, Al, but even if we lost 10% or 15% of the stadium, that is not a good thing at all, because it breeds like a disease. What can fix it? What can fix it is what needs to be done in the summertime happens in January, or at least 60 to 70% of the summer business actually gets done in January. Just get people in, get better quality in, get what Eddie requires in. Don't be waiting until the summer when we come 9th or 10th. It's not going to work. It's not going to wash with the fans or anybody else. So, but over to you, Al, because I've been fairly cutting on that. So, like, what do you think's wrong, and what do you think can fix it?
What do I think is wrong? I just think we're lacking in a serious amount of confidence. I think we're coming out of the doldrums of the injury crisis from last year still, where we don't have our best players to pick everywhere. It's just about needing to click in my eyes. There's no glaring obvious issue bar the finishing at the minute, but that's fixable. Let's be very honest about it. That's fixable. What will fix it? I would always love to say, we'll get someone handy in the cup and we go out and beat them 5-6, 7-0. We don't do that. So can't say that. What will fix it will be, we'll go out against a team that, like you're saying today, on Sunday, we're going to get hockeyed. We're going to get this. We'll go out and we'll put someone to the sword, and we'll go out and everything will click into place. And this negativity around the club will just disappear. We all know what wins do to Newcastle Twitter and Newcastle social media. We win a game, everything's forgotten about. All of a sudden, these players are back to being the best players in the world, and that's exactly what will happen, I think. I do agree with you. We do need a bit of an input in January. Come here, we've needed a right winger for the last 3 years. Nobody in their right mind.
We sold him to Brighton.
Yeah, come here. We 100% right thing to do. I do not care. Imagine we were minus 10 points now from what we are on at the moment. Like, it would just be absolute carnage. The 10 points that we would have been deducted. Forget about Minta, forget about Anderson. They're gone. It's old news. Done and dusted. What we need to do is go out and get ourselves a right winger.
Yeah.
That is good for now. That is an upgrade on Murphy. That is an upgrade on Almiron. And for all the people who are like, oh, just sell them. Someone needs to want to buy them, lads. That FC Charlotte team, I think, offered $6 million for Miggy, and it was $1 million. So you're getting about $4.5 million. And Atalanta have a 25% sell on, so we'd only end up getting about $3 million from them. That's pointless. We need to sell them for money where we'll actually be able to reinvest the money that we're getting for them. So you said it. We need to be ruthless. I said it as well. We need to start, bids come in for players that we think are going to start going into decline. You sell them. I'm not putting us in the same category as this, but look at Real Madrid when they sell players. You saw Casemiro to Manchester United, and the man, bar scoring that goal in the Carabao Cup against us, has been stinking for Man United, and they got 60 million from him. We need to start doing things like that. When we see someone is about to go into decline, go, get right, that's him, done. We've used it, we've spent him, get rid, replace, and get a new one. We need to be ruthless, as you said. That's honestly, I don't think we're having major issues. I think there's small issues that are glaringly obvious, shall you say, and we will get through it. We will get through this, and it will all be rosy come the end of the season.
Yeah, I mean, it's nice to see, like, with Gordon signing his new contract and Mitchell on one side and him on the other side. I'd like to think that they're getting on, that he's saying, look, I don't, well, exactly, not exactly bit. Well, yeah, not exactly bits mates. I don't think Eddie has bits mates on anybody, but I believe that he's like, look, this is the vision, Eddie. This is what I want to do with the women's team, the youth team, academy, and your team. What have you got for me that you need, and who do you think that like you'd want in that position that you could coach or you like the thought of? I'll try and get them, but if I can't, I have this and this and this. What do you think of that? Well, that's not really who I'd go for. I know it's not, but I tried to get with you. So his first attempt would be what Eddie needed. Sorry, Eddie, the personnel Eddie wanted. If he can't get them because they're, I don't know, like in Bemo, what's his name? The guy for Brentford.
Mbuemo.
Brian Mbuemo.
Like, yeah.
Brian Mbuemo could go, right? Yeah. 2 years ago, Al, he was 35 million, maybe 30 million. Yeah, and that's a good bloody price. Now, Newcastle come for him. They're gonna say 70 million, 75 million. And
absolutely.
I don't think Mitchell and the guys and the Saudi guys are gonna pay that kind of money for
that caliber of player. Absolutely not for that caliber of player. If we're going to go out and spend 70 million on a player, like you could like Rafinha is a better player than him at Barcelona. You get him for 60 million, and that's what you do. You just go, right, if you want 70 for him, we're gonna go buy the Barcelona right winger instead. Good luck to you. I'd even say it goes far to say Semenyo at Bournemouth for 50 million will be a arguable better signing for the saving of that 20 million quid, because Semenyo is a very, very good player.
Okay, good call. Good shout. Good shout.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, Al. Okay, well, let's see what happens. And maybe also if somebody could kind of, I don't know, tell Craig Hope to chill out a little bit. And I said on Twitter the other week, all right, everybody, leave him alone. He's trying to sell newspapers. That's his job. He works for the Daily Mail. I mean, give him a break. I know he comes up with sensational stuff. I know he pokes the bear a lot of the time, but he's there to sell newspapers and sell headlines. That's his job. Yeah. But once in a while, I wish someone would just tape him up, just tape his mouth up a little bit, and maybe get him to stop typing on his keyboard, because he's not helping, and neither is the guy from the Telegraph. What's his name?
Luke Edwards.
Oh, this guy's a clown. He really needs to stop. This guy, he's got it in for Newcastle. It seems to me like he just doesn't like the city, the club, or anybody associated with it. So that might help as well. That might help stuff, because Amanda Staley's stuff is getting a little bit out of hand. His leaked WhatsApp messages and all that. That's not helping with our season. I know Eddie says that he tries to keep them away from all of that, but they are just human beings. All of this stuff is in the papers. They do see it.
They're all on Twitter. They're all on Facebook. They're all on social media. They're all seeing everything that's said. Not everything that's said, obviously. They're seeing it. Some of it is getting true. Some of it is getting true.
Yeah. Right. Okay.
Right, we'll move on. So
Yeah. Okay.
this is the part where Paul would usually spin to me about the upcoming meeting, so I'll spin to myself. So
Yeah.
as we're on, as we're on the television at 2 o'clock on Sunday on Sky Sports, we have back to our usual, I should say, haunt of Bleecker Street Bar in Dublin. We'll be starting there from about 12:30, 1 o'clock.
Lovely.
All are welcome. But as a special bonus, we don't have one more, but we have 2 more meetups this week.
Excellent.
So first one is back to another regular spot that we like to hit whenever we're out. Is Quinlan's in Blackpool and Cork with the wonderful Mr. Paul Slaughter. He'll be there wrecking everyone's head, trying to force pints down your neck, as he always does.
He doesn't pay for them, though.
Oh, God, no. Then after that, we have our first Mayo meetup, which is in the Barrel in Castle Bar. Now, that should be the Barrel in Newcastle, let's be very honest about that. But it's the Barrel in Castle Bar. And that will be hosted by Chris and by Fergus, because Fergus is actually the barman in there. So he will very much help you get drunk that night. Don't be worrying about that. So both of those will be kicking off between 12:30, 1 o'clock. Absolutely everybody is welcome. Man, woman, or child. Get yourself down. You have to be wearing black and white, but that's the only stipulation.
Yeah.
Get yourself in. Get yourself in early. Have a decent night. Watch us grind out a result. Or if Chris gets his way, get honkied.
Yeah, it's not my way, Al. It's just that, it's a suggestion that it possibly happens. So look at everybody. It's a 2 p.m. kickoff, like Al said. Get some early pints because you might be sinking into them by looking 8:15. Looking through the bloody glass, watching. What's his name? Who's the guy that plays left wing for Chelsea? What's his name? We tried to sign him. Maduka. Madueke. Yeah, Madam. Yeah. Christ, I hope he doesn't play like he played against Wolves. Jesus Christ. So let's hope for that.
I think they just won 4-0 as well tonight.
All right. Okay, brilliant.
Yeah, fun. Those are the meetups, and I'm just scrolling through our script here, and I see a horrifying statement. So you have something to bring for us.
Look, Al, like you said, you did a good one last week, and I thought to myself, look, I need to find some kind of brain teaser for our audience and also for you. You're Mr. Newcastle in a sense of like the history of players and so on. And I kind of thought to myself, how can I kind of test where Al's at in saying it? So I thought there's a lot of players that have left, okay, and some of them we loved, some of them we were delighted to see the back of, okay. But I was just thinking, the player now, Al, that left. I'll say the player. Okay, and they've left in the last 2 or 3 years. And who do they play for now? It's very straightforward. Yeah.
Okay.
All right. Okay. So, but like there'll be easy ones, right? So we start with an easy one, right? Andy Carroll.
Andy Carroll's playing for Bordeaux, isn't he?
He's playing for Bordeaux, and he's smashing the goals in. So fair play to him. I know it's Division 4, but he's there. John Joe Shelby.
Oh, he left whatever club he was with in Turkey and went to I don't want to say poorer Turkish side, but he's playing for like a mid-table Turkish side. It's like, is it Istanbul Beşiktaş?
Yeah, well, it's kind of a youth sport, but it's exactly what you said it is. But there's two ways of saying it. Like, but he seems to be having a good crack. He's certainly not getting the Turkish thing done with his hair anyway, or the turkey teeth of Klopp. So thank God for him. Fair play to him. I think he looks pretty classy. But look here's the good ones, Al. Right, now these are teasers. Now you need to think, just really think, right? Because some people wouldn't even remember this guy played for us, right? Federico Fernandez. All right, the Argentinian, right? So he did play in Cardiff, right? Okay, I'll give you a hint because some of them are a little bit.
He's back in Argentina.
He's back in Argentina, yeah. But I know you're a big FIFA head and Championship Manager head. This is a difficult one, but I thought if I gave you 2 easy ones, then I could kind of throw one of these at you. But if anybody of our listeners knows, I'm sure they probably won't.
Look, I know like 3 teams.
And it's probably not the 3 of those teams.
But Boca, he doesn't play for Boca.
No, he doesn't play for Boca.
I'm
gonna say
it's Estudiantes, isn't it?
Estudiantes de La Plata. That's who he played for, right? So it's kind of like, right, Jesus Christ.
Right.
All right. So look, there's another one, another guy that went back home, right? and who signed for us, but I've no idea why he signed for us, is Yoshinori Muto. And the place that he plays for, Al, is very famous for beef, for cattle that create a certain Wagyu beef. So it's a certain type of cattle that creates the beef. And it's a region. It's a kind of a region in Japan, and it begins with a K.
Genuine.
Kobe.
Actually,
he plays for Kobe.
Oh,
he plays for
Vissel Kobe.
Vissel Kobe. That's who he plays for.
Yeah, Iniesta was playing for them a couple of months ago.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
Holy crap! All right, yeah, so this one again. These are ones that I think it's not like trying to catch Al out, but it's also for our audience to kind of help them understand where some of these players that you may have liked, where they've actually ended up playing at this stage in their career. Another one here, Al, is Rolando Aarons. Now that's Jamaican guy, played for us. I mean, he had a couple of good games, but really I don't remember any of them. But he funnily enough, Al, he plays in let's say, okay, look, he plays in Slovenia.
Slovenia.
Okay. Yeah. And he's had spells in Hellas Verona in Italy, Slovan Liberec in Czech Republic, and he played for Motherwell. And then in England, he played for Sheffield Wednesday and Wycombe Wanderers. I mean, talk about a career.
That's a
to start with us. I think, and he plays for a Slovenian club called Celje, which no one has ever heard of at all. But it's just to prove a point that at 28 years of age, these guys have gone from Newcastle United, Sheffield Wednesday, Wycombe, Motherwell, and then they went to Czech Republic, Italy, and Slovenia. Still making money. I'm sure he's still getting paid, I don't know, £1,000 a week or whatever to play football. Like, what if they come to the League of Ireland? You know, I mean, they could get maybe £1,500 a week and score some goals. I'd love to see what Orlando Aaron's play for Pats.
Andre Wisdom's playing for Derry.
Yeah, Andre Wisdom. He used to play for. He's played for Liverpool, didn't he? Yeah. Right, we've got our favorite ginger top, right? And as everybody knows, underneath this hat is some kind of strawberry blonde, not so much ginger, but we've got our ginger nut here, right? Jack Colback, right? 35 years of age. Do you know where he's at, Al? Do you know where he's at?
No, I just remember.
You know,
he
went to Forest.
QPR.
He's gone to QPR. He's still playing football.
Didn't he like let his contract run down at Forest when he went to them, and he was just stinking for them. Just basically got a wage and left.
Yeah, I mean, he must have learned some stuff in his Mike Ashley times, but he seems like he knows what he's doing. And I think the kind of point as well with this kind of quiz as well as it's just to prove that whether you're 28 Rolando Aarons or you're 35-year-old Jack Colback, you can still continue to make pretty good money. There's plenty of teams that will take you in, you know. I mean, Jack Colback, scored one of the best goals of the championship last season against Southampton. If you look back on it, it was at the start of the season in 2023. And, he's been doing well at QPR. So, I mean, I still can't believe that these players, actually
still not going to
play for us. Here's a 31-year-old Al who I thought was going to be a superstar for us, right? Florian Thauvin, right? I honestly believed he was going to be a superstar for us.
Now, he left us and went to Tigres in Mexico.
He did.
Is he still there?
He is not. He's at Udinese.
Oh, in Italy.
Yeah, he's at Udinese. So, and he's 6 matches, 3 goals, and 1 assist. Not too shabby.
Him and Remy Cabella drove me demented because they were both class on FIFA and terrible in real life. And it was just very disappointing.
Talk about people being made of paper mache, Remy Cabella. And I know, Al, that you had that beard back then and that kind of look. We can share a photo. Maybe we'll share it in a couple of weeks. But Al definitely back then looked like Remy Cabella back in 2011, 2012. No doubt.
I wish.
You're the spitting image. But speaking of the devil that basically did nothing for us, he was no Johan Kabay anyway. Do you know where Remy Cabella is at the moment? He's 34 years of age. Do you know where he is right now? It's not No, very close, Al. He's at Lille in League One. He
Still
plays
at
for
Lille.
Lille. He's still at Lille. Yeah, he was playing at Montpellier. He was playing at Saint Etienne, which he won the League One title with, or the League On title, and now he's at Lille. So I mean, he's got a number 10 shirt as well. So he's fairly on the first team. He's doing well, and he was only €3.5 million. I don't think we paid €3.5 million for him.
No, I think we paid
12. Yeah, we did. And that's €3.5 million.
Yeah.
I mean, so look, just there's two more, Al, right? There's two more, right? And one of them scored a fantastic goal against West Ham, completely out of the blue from a free kick down at the London Stadium. Henry Savé.
I know who you're gonna say. Yeah, he went to like a third division French side, I think.
He did. He went to Clermont Foot 63.
Yeah.
Who, funnily enough, have Paris Saint-Germain in the cup.
They're a rugby team. He's playing for Clermont over, and that's the end of it. He's not playing football anymore. Give over.
I don't remember him playing football for us. So I'm not really sure, right? But there's two more. It's very quick, right? And we love this guy. I loved him. You loved him, right? He's 30 years of age still. I can't believe that, but I didn't realize that we had him when he was quite young. I think he was 22 when he signed for Chancel and Bembe.
He's with Porto.
Yeah. I mean, that is
FIFA knowledge right there.
he's doing really, really well, right? And fair play, but I mean, we just didn't get anything out of him. I think that was under Souness. Maybe I'm wrong.
No, that was under McLaren. I remember I was at one of the games. We played West Ham, and Nikita Jelic was 35 years of age. Burnt him for pace, turned him inside out and scored it. Now, we beat West Ham 3-1 that day. But I said that day, I was like, that man is not a Premier League defender. Get rid of him.
Well,
he's growing into being a better player. He just did not look a footballer that day. So
yeah, absolutely. And then just one surprise one, okay? Because I know that you're like underneath that black and white. There's a bit of sky blue with Coventry City. A guy that we signed from Coventry City, Gael Bigrimana. Or he went to Coventry City after us, but I think we signed him from Coventry City.
Yeah, we did. He went to Larne in Northern Ireland, if I'm not mistaken.
He went to Larne in Northern Ireland. He did. And he actually unbelievably plays for Dungannon Swift FC. Which, to be honest, Al, I'm going to look this up here now, right? Dungannon Swift, right? FC. I don't know. Dungannon Swift. So they're third in the Northern Irish Football Premiership. So that, they're doing okay. Not bad. They've played 13, won 7, drawn 2 and lost 4. So only ahead of them is Ballymena and Linfield. So again, I know nothing about that, but he went from Larne up to Dungannon Swifts. I'd say his career has gone pretty good. I'd say it's gone pretty good because he only scored a couple of goals for us, I think. But one of them was a screamer.
I think that was the only goal he scored. It was in the cup, I think, and it was outside the foot, rocket for like 25 yards. It was mental.
Yes, it was. It was crazy goal. But yeah, so look, there you go. Thanks, Al. I just wanted to go through runs through some of the old boys that we've missed and gone and where they've ended up at their age. But it's interesting to see that you can still, no matter what, even in Northern Ireland's Premiership, you can still make money playing football. A few pounds anyway.
Few pound. Well, on that note, it unfortunately brings us to the end of episode 47, which was another Paul-free episode, but we have it on reliable info that we could be seeing him back in the very near future. So
absolutely,
happy days for everyone. So we tried to stay civil between ourselves.
I think we did it.
I think we did. Just as a big thank you to all our listeners and all our viewers. Thanks for watching in, for listening in, whatever way you're looking at us, listen to us, whatever way you want to do. And of course, if you are on us, like, share, subscribe, everything, comments down below. Every little helps. That's all we're ever looking for.
Yeah.
As usual, any updates, info will be in our WhatsApp or will be in our website, which is www.theirishmags.com.
Yep.
And nothing more other than to say, join us next week for some more Irish Magnets. So, slán go fóill. Away the lads. See you, Christian.
Good luck. Slán go, will you?